Okay, dude, so you should be able to see my screen. Can you just give me a shout out if A, you can see my screen, and B, you can hear what I'm saying? Just type yes into the questions box. Smashing. Wonderful. Okay. Super. Hey, there's a few of you on the call, guys. Really pleased. Smashing. So yeah, this is the way it's going to work. I'm going to smash through the old content that I've got for you on getting things done, getting rid of overwhelm, staying productive, etc. I did cover bits of it at the weekend, like I said. And then if you guys have got any questions about stuff that I did cover at the weekend, then I'm more than happy to go over it tonight. I will not be going for more than an hour though, because I'm tired and I don't want to. And this is free. And I think we'll cover everything in an hour anyway. So yeah, let's do this. I would apologise for swearing throughout this webinar, but I won't, because that would be lying. Okay, so like I said, I basically did what I said I would do a few weeks ago and absolutely melted your brain. Now that was probably like maybe 7 years worth of my learning about stuff, and I still didn't get out all the stuff that I wanted to get out. There's some deeper stuff, some deeper psychological stuff that I'd like to teach. Some deeper stuff about making over your business, some deeper stuff about your business growing into a monster and how to bring it back so you actually love doing what you do, because like I say, you actually end up hate doing what you're doing when your business grows so big that you can't control it anymore. But that's the stuff that I'll be talking about next year with Dax. So back to this. What I want to do here is get straight into dealing with overwhelm, because I give you so much stuff that you probably don't know where to start. You're like, what the fuck am I meant to do with this? And that was always going to be a difficult thing on the weekend, because we had so many people who were in so many different places. Okay? As in, there were in so many different places or stages of the development and stages of the career. We had guys there who hadn't started yet. We had industry veterans who'd been there, who've been in the industry a very long time and maybe just weren't happy with the income they were making yet. So, first of all, you need to leave the noise behind. I want you to leave all of the groups you're in on Facebook that aren't beneficial to you. I want you to unsubscribe from all of the emails that you get that you don't even read. Yeah? What we're doing in here is we're taking away distractions. Okay? Because I can sit on Facebook when I want to, because I'm getting paid for being on Facebook. Now, I'm guaranteeing you that most of you guys aren't getting paid for being on Facebook. So you need to get out of all of those groups unless they're beneficial. You notice that I'm hardly on any groups. Okay? And being in groups full of other personal trainers isn't actually that beneficial to you anyway. Okay? Because you need to be in groups where your avatar is. You need to be in forums where your avatar is. Comparing penis size with other trainers isn't great. But what also happens, you end up doing this. You end up sort of thinking, oh, well, he's doing that, so I better do it. Oh, well, he's doing an online program, so I better do it. Oh, well, that's who he's using for this, so I better use them as well. And you just end up, like, running from one place to the other, not really getting anything finished and just jumping around from one thing to the next, and never really dominating anything. And you just end up with, how can I say this? It's like when you go to a buffet, a restaurant that has a buffet. We have one in South Shields called T-Bones, which I can't even go to because it disgusts me. It's like a plate with all sorts of stuff on it. So much stuff that you can't even begin to eat what's on it because it doesn't even go. Okay? So getting clarity, you need to get away from the distractions and the noise first. Okay? And the first thing you need to do is actually get away, from once you've done this, is actually spend some time away from your laptop, away from the internet, away from your present environment. And I want you to work on what your perfect average day looks like in just 6 months. Yeah, in 6 months' time, what does your business look like from the outside? What have you got going on? What are you doing? Because I just thought about this the other day. I've only had an online program for a year, yet I've known how to make money from it for about 5 years. The reason being because having an online program wasn't congruent with where I was at that time in my life. I love training people. I love training people live, face-to-face, in a massive group in South Shields. But then, my son came along, and I no longer found much joy from teaching sessions when I could be doing something more important like hanging out with me little man. That's my son, by the way, in case any of you guys get the wrong idea. When I can be hanging out with him or when I can be doing other things. So then my whole philosophy changed as I grew as a person and as time passed. So you don't have to do everything, okay? So for instance, if you're doing boot camps now, and you can see yourself doing them in 6 months to 1 year, then that's in there, okay? What does your perfect business day look like in between 6 months and a year? Because when we normally do this perfect day thing, when I do it with mentoring students, we normally do it in like 5 years' time and 10 years' time. And I'm not afraid to say that my perfect day in 5 years' time, in fact, in 2 years' time, doesn't involve doing any work whatsoever. Why would I want to work if I don't have to? I don't understand that. So what does your business look like? The reason I'm asking you to get away from your current environment is because you'll sort of set small limitations on yourselves. Good place to do this are places with a nice view, beaches, etc. Flights are also great places to do it. But I want you to think about the why. Why do you want to do that? Yeah? Why are you doing what you're doing? Does it actually fit with where you want to go? Yeah, because it's fine saying, oh, well, shit, everybody's doing this weight management thing. But what if you fucking hate doing that? Why would you do it? Yeah? I don't jump on trends very often because I don't like doing the same as what everyone else is doing. So I tend to do my own thing. Success does leave clues, but I don't work on things unless I really, really love doing them. I don't really do anything that I don't like doing. What's the point in being self-employed if you do shit that you hate doing all the time? So work on why you want to do it. I do most of my stuff that I do because I want to create a better life for my son and my next baby, which is due in May, in case you didn't know, you all do. My next baby, which is due in May, and for my wife. But everything that I do is not to get busier. I have no desire to get busier. Because if I'm busy, that means that I'm spending less time with my wife, my son, and the people that I love hanging out with, and also that big yellow thing in the sky, which is very important to me right now out here. Okay, so what I want you to do now is then cross some of the shit off your to-do list. Okay, I can't believe I didn't mention this. Chris mentioned it the other day in the group, and cross some stuff off the to-do list. Okay, so if you've got a full plate, then if you're busy right now and you're really, really, really busy, I think if Pat's on the call, Pat's really busy. Pat's probably too busy to even be on this call. It's actually his birthday today as well. But if you're that busy, then doing more stuff, putting an online program out there, changing the name of your bootcamp, doing this, doing that, you shouldn't be doing more things. You need to get rid of some stuff first. Okay? So cross some stuff off that list of things that you might want to do. Just cross it off, get rid of it. Okay? You might also want to cross some stuff off that you're already doing. For instance, if you're doing one-to-one training and you hate it, which I did, I know some of you guys love it, that's totally cool, then get rid of the low-hanging fruit first. Get rid of the stuff that takes the most amount of effort for the least amount of payback, whether that's money, whether that's time, whether that's impact on getting you closer to your goal, whether that's pleasure. Get rid of it. You don't have to do it all. Yeah? So if you're teaching a class that you think, fuck me, this has hardly got any people in it, why am I doing this? Just get rid of it. It's going to free up some time for you to do stuff that you love doing. Or if it simply doesn't fit. So remember I mentioned what you want to be known for. If you want to be known as the go-to expert in fat loss, why are you doing a weight gain program as well? Yeah? It's got to fit with what you're doing. Yeah? So that's the not to-do list. Cross some stuff off the list of stuff that you want to do and get rid of the low-hanging fruit. But here's the thing that I don't. You don't have to get rid of these ideas completely. So some of the stuff that I taught last weekend just needs to get out of your brain onto a piece of paper or into your mental lockbox. I'm actually going to show you mine on my laptop. It's called Tidy. Here it is. Look at the size of it. That's loads of ideas and shit like that. I go into that maybe once a month. Yeah, Tidy. That's the Tidy folder. That's a mental lockbox that basically has any ideas that I don't want at the forefront of my mind, but I don't want to forget about. Look at the state of my desktop. It's a disgrace. So again, but what happens is if it's in your brain, you get overwhelmed with it. You think, fuck, where do I start? Where do I start? I've got this idea, this idea, this idea. You get it out of your brain, you cross some of it off, you move it into a mental lockbox. And then you need to do what I said before. Is that even spelled right? Strategize. You strategize with a numbers game. And that's where you mark everything. I'm not going to run you through that again, but you basically take your to-do list, get your not to-do list, get stuff off it, and then start scoring anything. Remember, it's based on how quickly you can get it done, how much money it'll make. Those are the two main things. How quickly can I get this done? How much money will it make? And then you put it in your diary. You don't just leave it on a big list. Because again, that big list will overwhelm you. Yeah? What you can do is put it on one big piece of paper. I showed you some kit to do it on. Remember, it was the getitdoneapp.com. Some of my mentoring students are using that and loving it. You can actually just put it on one big piece of paper. Make a big list. I actually do this with my wife if I feel a massive overwhelm. I actually did this yesterday because I've had a few weeks off and I thought, fuck, how much have I got to do? So basically I wrote down on a massive piece of paper. I took 5 or 6 smaller pieces of paper and then I wrote down the dates that I've got to get those things done by. And that's all I do. So I move the stuff that doesn't have to be done until a later date or I won't get done until a later date. I move those and I forget about them until I've done the other stuff. So that's it. You can put in your diary, you can do it on paper, you can use the Get It Done app. But what's important is that once it's out of your head, you don't just leave it on a big list. You prioritize it, you move it around, and you hide it from vision until it's time to actually do that task. What I do is I make sure there's no more than 3 a day. If you're training people all day and working a full-time job, then it should be even less. Yeah? Just do one thing at a time. Dax, bless him, told me something a long time ago, and it was you only get paid for done. There's no point in starting a load of shit and not getting any of it done. You only get paid for the stuff that gets finished. I'm actually, guys, this is unbelievable. I'm actually really lazy. I'm not that productive, but I still get more done than most people because I do the stuff that counts, the stuff that gets paid, and actually the stuff that I like doing. Yeah? So, once you've started strategizing this, you've boxed off some stuff, you've moved stuff out of the way, got it out of your brain so it isn't overwhelming you anymore, then you must have a development day. This is one day. And I've heard people ridicule this. I've heard people talk about it, say it's bullshit. I have 3 of these a week and I seem to be doing okay. I'm not being funny, but how much... this is not... Well, it is bragging because I want to show you how much this is. This is how important development day is. Yesterday, I made 14 grand. No shit. And you won't even see me sell anything. We also sold 114 tubs of lean greens today. That's okay. If you think about the profit margin that I've got on lean greens, which is cool. So you've got to have days to move this stuff forward. What I want you to think about, a development day, sorry I didn't explain this properly, is a day where you only do stuff that moves your business forward. You tick off stuff on the box. So every time you look at something, should have actually been on the last slide. Every time you look at something on your to-do list, ask yourself, is there a template for this? So I'm going to share with you another secret that I have for writing sales copy. Find some sales copy, preferably written by somebody who's not in the fitness industry, copy and paste it, okay, and use it as a template. Just change the words so it actually sounds like you, so it fits your business. Use it as a template, okay? Use somebody that's not in the fitness industry though, or you're just going to look like a copycat and you're not going to sound like you. Okay, so use the 12-step sales copy, but use that. If it's something like a website, when you email a web developer, say stuff like, can you build me a site that looks like this? Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but there's got to be a template. And again, who can help me with something? So if somebody's already done something similar, can you ask them for help? Can you say, how did you do this? I needed a form today. I actually had it, but I lost it. So I emailed Chris Brown. I said, Chris, have you got that form? He sent me it over. Yeah? Who can help you? Because that's going to get you through these steps quicker. Now, on this development day, you need at least 2 hours with no distractions. And I mentioned this last weekend. It wasn't even last weekend. It was about 3 weeks ago now. Fucking heads in a shed. You need at least 2 hours where you cannot get online. You will be surprised how much stuff you can do that you don't need to be online for. One of them is writing articles, writing emails, and writing sales copy. Get offline to do that because you can't be disturbed. You can't check Facebook. You can't check Twitter. You can't click the send receive button, which I'm terrible at doing. Yeah? And use Pomodoro. And again, the Pomodoro technique, get the app on your phone. It's 25 minutes work, timed. So I go flat out for 25 minutes, keep working, keep working, keep working, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. And then the timer goes off, and I get 5 minutes to do whatever I want. If you're in the house, you can then check Facebook for 5 minutes if you want. But that timer will go off again after 5 minutes and say, get back to fucking work. It would be great if it did say that, but it actually doesn't. But you know what I mean. So I use this actually when I'm doing me 2 hours with no internet connection. 25 on, 5 off. So those 5 minutes, I might read some fiction, I might read the paper, I might go and get a coffee, I might go take a piss, whatever. And again, even on this day, on this development day, only check email and use Facebook at the end of your day. You could use Facebook at the start of the day to just say good morning to engage some people, but check emails at the end of the day, okay? And that's it. That's what a productive day looks like. 2 hours, no distractions, 20 minutes work, 5 minutes off until the task is finished. Then you move on to the next task. That's it. If you only get one task done in that day, that's fine. I've actually only done 2 tasks today. But they were very important tasks that have made me some money. So, yeah, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, bam. Easy. Okay, that's it. So I'll do 6 or 7 Pomodoros in a day, and I'll smash. That's actually only 3.5, maybe 4 hours of work. Actual work. Yeah? And I got 2 massive, really important things done today. Not actually that productive, but there may be some money. And that's it. That's pretty much as simple as how you get stuff done. And again, don't start other shit until the maximum of 3 things are done. If they have the great thing about this is they generally don't carry on until the next day because you should have timed them properly. I'm gonna send you a link to something now, actually. I'm gonna send you all this. I'm going to upload this into the group right now. It's a Pomodoro cheat sheet, which teaches you about the top Pomodoro technique, how to use it, etc., etc. I'll put that in the group right now. In fact, I won't do it right now because that's stupid. So, that's how to get shit done. That's how to get rid of overwhelm. That's how to get clarity. That's how to prioritize your work. That's how to actually get that work finished and done. Okay? If it's outsourcing that you're looking to do, I've gave you all of the Rolodex stuff you'll ever need, guys. Okay, I'm going to open it up for questions now. I didn't have a magic pill there. I know I covered that 2 weekends ago, but it's very important that you know this. So bang your questions in the questions section. Okay, smashing. Okay. Let's go, go, go. Questions, questions, questions. If you've got more specific questions, you can ask those here as well. But that's basically how I get stuff done. Wow, I must have either been good there or what I've said has gone completely over your heads. I've recorded this as well so you can watch it back. Send this cheat sheet in here right now. I'm going to upload this cheat sheet. While you guys type your questions, I'm going to give you this cheat sheet, guys. I'll go and upload it in the group while you type your questions out. My brain. Add file. And again, the questions don't have to be about what I've just spoke about. Obviously, it helps if they do. But I'll answer any questions that didn't get answered on the weekend. Pomodoro cheat sheet, there it is. And again, guys, what I like to see is that all of the marketing stuff that I gave you that weekend, which is enough for you to make 6 figures a year for the rest of your life, in my opinion, then that doesn't matter if you don't get any of it done. Again, that's the one thing that Fit Pros really struggle with, is getting stuff finished that they say they're going to get done. Okay, that's in the group now, the Pomodoro cheat sheet. Let's answer these freaking questions. Super simple. Okay. Oh, that is an absolutely tremendous question, Yvonne. How many things should you try and sell at any one time? I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, that I would only sell one at any one time to any one list. Yeah? You've got to be able to separate your list, and I know exactly what you're talking about here. Sell one thing to one list at any one time. But remember that if you're providing value, if you're providing value to the people that read your stuff, they should have like a small, almost a buffet of products that they can choose from anyway. Remember, I like a one-page site for each product, but if you've got an umbrella site, like a blog or something, there's nothing wrong for you having a list of stuff for them to check out down the right-hand side. Let me show you what I mean. I've actually been talking about this today with my mentoring students when I was talking about building a big email list or building a productive email list. This is my friend Jason's site. I love to talk about Jason's stuff because he does stuff very well online. So he has a lot of different products. He has a great blog for a start. He has a data capture. He gives away a 44-page ebook. And then what he has down this right-hand side, I don't know if you can see this, is that he's got different products. They're almost a building products. Athletic Green Superfood. He's got his Renegade Inner Circle. And then he's got his Renegade Diet, which as you click on it, it goes to a sales page. Now check out the sales page. What the sales page isn't, and this is key, is a fucking brochure website. This is a bit of a brochure website, his blog, but when he's trying to sell something, he doesn't want people to go anywhere else. Yeah? So it's a one-page sales site. There's no about us bit. There's no other bullshit in there. 11,505 likes, not so bad. Jason gets 30,000 visitors a day to his site, so dude's doing okay. Okay, hope that answers your question. Okay, Michael Gray, how would I pay an assistant time and longer how it takes you to do stuff? Yes, I would pay an assistant a rate of around about £7 an hour. I would actually start local. I wouldn't start with a virtual assistant. I would start with somebody you know, so you can show them how to do stuff. You could actually, I mean, I've seen this work and not work. You could swap services with a camper, give them free camp in exchange for doing some of your admin work for you. But again, most of them are going to be pretty good, and we just pay them an hourly rate based on how quick they get stuff done and what they can do. Yeah. Okay. Caroline Jarrett, if I'm just going to do my group classes, do I still need to do sales copy? For example, you wouldn't put them on there, would you? Hell yes, Caroline. Yeah, it's just smaller sales copy. Okay, so let me show you an example of a flyer. I've actually just sent a flyer away today to be designed. But I don't want you guys to see that yet because it's too fucking cool. It's a flyer to get guinea pigs from the local area, but where your avatar lives. Let me have a quick look at this. So this is not an amazing one. This is one of John's. See if John's on a call first. John's getting better at doing this. John's flyer, again. He's got his headline, frustrated with your current Giant Gym program, is a headline. Who else wants to reclaim their body and fasten their clothes with confidence? Pretty cool headline. It's going to get me attention. Vicky did. So this is an example of somebody that's done it before. So he's stacking the value. Then on the back, he's showing me how good a results he's got. On this one, he's the logos and stuff are a bit too big. There's a bit too much going on in them. I would have them more black and white. But yeah, you want to be writing copy, definitely, Caroline. Because if you're selling classes and stuff, it's difficult to do it on like an A5 piece of paper. It's hard enough selling something on your website, but trying to sell somebody to come to a class on an A5 piece of paper is tough. For me, all of your flyers, the goal should be to get them back to your website. That's all your flyers should do. Get me to your website. Whether you have to give me a free report, whether you have to give me a free workout, whether I'm going to be able to whether I'm going to be able to come and join your classes for free for a week, do that via your website. Because once you get me to your website, you can then get my email address. Once you've got my email address, you can build more like and trust and you can sell it to me. I hope that makes sense. Whereas if you're just trying to sell me with an A5 piece of paper and it's coming through my door with takeaway menus, etc., it's much harder for you to... It's like saying, come and sleep with me. Yeah, you still got to write copy, but the goal of the copy is to get me to my site. Okay, what kind of stuff do you put on a subscription site for monthly subscriptions? What kind of price would you charge per month? Adrian, I want you to expand on that in another question. So it depends what you're offering. Completely depends what you're offering. But if it's a subscription site, a lot of my friends in the industry, Jason actually has one, we've talked about this several times. A subscription site, I'd recommend I'd have a high initial price. So I'd sell the initial product for JLP, for instance, JLP's 127, and then I'd convert them onto a subscription site that was around about $9.99 a month. Why? Because nobody ever cancels at $9.99 a month. It's as simple as that. Yeah? What I would do with that is I'd make sure I had lots of tiny little businesses built on the back end of the subscription site. So for instance, anybody on our JLP subscription site who pays $9.99, obviously every month we recommend they take certain supplements and use certain equipment, which obviously I then have a financial interest in and I make money on those. Yeah? Okay. Okay. For the letters that you post, do you make each one personal to the person in the house or a generic letter? I would make each one personal, Ross. Yeah. I would print it out, but I would make it as personal as possible. I wouldn't handwrite them all, obviously. I would print them out. You can actually get name and first names. You can do what's called a mail merge. I would ask somebody who's a little bit more technical than me to do that. I would just get me PA to do that. But then I would actually, if it was to an ex-client or a current client, I would write on a handwritten PS. That was sort of a personal joke or something between me and them. Okay. Yes, Adrian. Is it training programs and nutrition? Yes. Let me give you a quick look inside what the project looks like. This is what I tried to do on this is what I tried to do on when we had that whole fucking problem with the whole problem with, oh, for fuck's sake, when we couldn't log in on the course. Let me just try and get into here. And then I can show you what I mean. So basically what we give them, Adrian, is we give them every month, we give them a new nutrition plan. We have 2 levels of nutrition. I have a level 1 nutrition, which is fairly relaxed. It allows a cheat meal every 5 days after an initial 14-day detox. Cheat meal every 5 days, etc. Pretty easy to follow. Obviously gets good results. If you want better results, we have a level 2 nutrition plan which incorporates intermittent fasting and some carb cycling. Those are 2 nutrition programs that stay there every month. Okay. Then to keep the information fresh, what we also have on there is an experiment, a nutrition experiment every month. So one of the months the experiment might be, okay, we're gonna work on brain nutrition this month, and we'll tell them what supplements they need to take, what food they need to eat for that. We then might work on nutrition for stress relief or nutrition for sleep. Then the next month we might do an experiment on, for instance, this month we're doing the slow carb diet by Tim Ferriss. So that's an experiment. We're just rehashing it every month. The training program though, that changes every month, and then we do we do webinars and we'll have a forum, etc., etc. But for $9.99 a month, you don't have to actually do that much. Okay, smashing. I hope I answered that. Okay. Okay, Alan's wrote a big question, so I'm going to read it. My online guinea pig took off well and basically runs itself 80% of the time. I'm concerned that I'm ineffectively using my time by concentrating on developing the system, logo sites, etc., and getting my experts up, articles and ebooks up, when I should be fishing for new leads. Obviously, I'm new in the industry, so I put most of my time to develop my expert status and getting social proof. Am I right in doing this and grinding at the list, or do I need to put more time into getting clients' emails? Okay, that's a good question, Alan. Right now, if you're selling it on Facebook, you need to develop yourself as the expert on there. Yeah? So you need to be putting video out, you need to be putting articles out, great content. Okay? Then show me some proof that what you're talking about works. Okay? As you're doing this, you should also be building your site on the back end. which will be a sales site. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Because again, there's no point in you getting this expert status up if you've got nowhere to send people so they can buy shit from you or buy your awesome program. Okay, so that should all be going on in the back end, and then eventually, when you've got all of that ready, you can say, okay, people, on Facebook, for instance, as you're doing, I've got this free report for you. I've written this fantastic free report on how to get in fantastic shape in 10 days, or how to bulletproof your body over Christmas, which all of you will be doing. Here it is, and that's how you get their email address. Really easy. Yeah? Smashing. Okay, sexy time. Right, okay. So, on the back of this, guys, keep asking questions, by the way. On the back of this, I want you to ask, how can I say this? Who's not clear on how to be productive, how to get clarity, how to deal with overwhelm, and how to basically get shit done really fast? If anybody's not clear, please put your hand up now. Because then I'll know that my PowerPoint presentation was shite and that I don't know what I'm talking about. Guys, if I can do this and get stuff done with my lizard brain, like, I think you've realised by now that my ADD is insane. And that concentration is actually a problem for me. It's actually a genuine mental problem for me. If I can get all this shit done, then you definitely can. You just need to switch off the distractions, get clear, and prioritize. It's as simple as that. Smashing. Okay. Oh, Pomodoro is the first one, Ross. That's the one that does the 25 and 5 thing for you. I've put the report in the group. The other one is this one. GetItDoneApp.com. Let me just show you quickly how to use this again so I can show you. Mine actually needs sorting out again because I did mine on paper yesterday. So we'll log in over here. What's great about it, like it shows here, it syncs with your phone. So if I'm out and about, I don't actually have a phone, I have an iPod Touch, but it still works on there. I can add in something. Oh shit, I must get that done. I can add it in to the inbox on here, and then it actually it syncs with my laptop, which is really cool, or anywhere where you're online. Let me have a look at this. So I take my to-do list and I dump it in here. You can have, there's some recurrent stuff in mine. So see all these here, this is my giant to-do list. Okay, some of these need moved off. What I do then is, so say I'm actually writing a letter, what I was talking to you about before actually, called the paid in full option for bootcamp. So I'm making it easier for my mentoring students to get their clients to pay in full. So what I can do here is I can edit it, and then I can move it over here. So I can put in, okay, the due date for this, I won't have time to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it on Friday. And then I say save, that's it. And I can also move it into scheduled tasks, and I can schedule it for then as well. And then what happens is, that's now gone off this big to-do list. Yeah, so what I do is I'd work my way through this, everything would go into the schedule thing. And everything would then have a date on them, yeah? I've got repeat weekly stuff, so there's some stuff that I want to do weekly. So this stuff goes into the scheduled section. Every day, I get an email in the morning that look at that list. You can tell I haven't done it for a while. That tells me what I have to do for that day. But I don't see the stuff. I don't see the stuff that doesn't have to be done until a couple of weeks down the line, or that I'm not working on until Friday, for instance. I only see the 2 or 3 things that I need to get done that day. Therefore, I don't get overwhelmed. I don't get brain melt. I don't get lizard brain syndrome, and I don't get that whole fit pro shiny object syndrome thinking I must do this, this, and this, and this. Oh, fuck, I don't know what to do. Yeah? So that's the other one, getitdoneapp.com. Nick Darling, I have 2 avatars. Would you get one working exactly as you wanted before you think about tapping into the other? Yes, I would, my friend. I would definitely nail one avatar. Make sure of, how can I say this? Make sure I've leveraged it as much as possible. Have it run on an autopilot. And then move on to the next avatar. So, I'll explain this like a product. We have Lean Greens right now. I have the opportunity to work on several other supplements. For instance, eventually We're going to be importing the best glutamine in the world. We're going to be getting our own fish oil, etc. But I'm not happy. Like, I could bring those in now and make money from them. But first, I want to establish Lean Greens, the best greens drink on the market. But I can't do that if I'm doing the other stuff, because it dilutes what I'm doing, if that makes sense. It's what I'd like to say. It would mean I spread myself too thinly. Think about it like this: you've only got 100% of yourself that you can give. So if you're working on loads of different things, then every time you bring in something new, or bring in a new product or a new avatar or whatever, that percentage gets decreased. Yeah, unless it's run on autopilot, and then you can start bringing in the other things. When that point is, I can't say I know that. It just depends where you are. Depends how much what your systems are like, and how much money you want to make from it, and how much you are making from it at the time. FIFA 13 ruined my life. Yes, I agree, Alan Crabtree. I went away last week and I pretty much played FIFA 13 every day. How do I work with paid in full people and their referrals? That is a wonderful question, Ross. What I would do is I would give them a different referral incentive. I would give them a gift. It might be a bunch of flowers. It might be a voucher for a meal out. It might be cinema vouchers. Whatever it is. Yeah? Hope that helps. Yeah, GoTask is the same, yeah. Get It Done was free, I think, as well, for me. I think. Okay. Any more questions, guys? What do you feel about using yourself as the product, for example? I would do this definitely, Caroline. What do you feel about using yourself as the product, for example, my weight loss journey? For you, Caroline, yes. And I mentioned this on my weekend, because what's important that if you're looking at hitting a certain niche, when I talk about niche, guys, the easiest way to talk about hitting a certain niche and a certain avatar is don't think product, think person. Think person, not product. So don't say, I've got this old singing, old shiny dancing new product. I've got this online program. Because if nobody wants it, it doesn't matter. Find the person, find somebody that's thirsty, and then you give them the drink. Yeah? Don't create the drink and then say, does anyone want this? Find that, so think about people. Now, what I mean by that is, Caroline, is that if you're doing this, you need a story behind it, because it makes it very strong. So if your product is aimed at single mothers who were previously, for want of a better word, cuddly, and are now in shape and awesome and badass, etc., hence the brown nosing, then your story is inspiring to them. So that's a very nice little niche for you. Definitely use yourself. Yeah, even your bad... You know what, Caroline? Caroline's talking about this. So even my bad days. Yes, because people want to hear about your bad days, Caroline, because that's what makes you human. You'll notice that I talk about everything. I have nothing to hide. And I think that's why I'm happier than I have been in the fitness industry. I'm happy doing what I'm doing and happy in my life, because I don't feel like I have to hide anything. I haven't got a secret life behind what I do for work. Yeah? There's a lot of people in the fitness industry who are scared to be themselves. So be yourself, or you'll just end up unhappy. And again, that shit's going to come out anyway. Yeah? If you've got shit in your past, or even now that's bad, it's going to come out anyway. So why hide it? Okay, Alan, does your price have to reflect in your avatar, or do you employ the same no compromise pricing approach? Mate, charge what you're worth. It's as simple as that. People have money, like I said before. You've just got to find where they are. You charge what you're worth, or what you think you're worth. But here's the thing, if you're charging too much, and you think you're charging too much, and you're uncomfortable with what you're charging, then your client will sense it. I believe I'm worth every penny, so I will not discount my prices for anybody. Okay? Smashing. Yeah, that's the one out. Okay. Hey, so guys, while I'm here, I said I would do this tonight, so I want to tell you about, I've been clearing out some dead wood this week and working on what my plans are for the next year. That's actually what I did yesterday as well as my to-do list. And I want to tell you, you can hang up now if you're not interested in my mentoring program, the year-long mentoring program. I just want to show you the application form so I can talk you through it. Again, if you're hanging up, that's cool. Sweet. Okay, so it's an application form. I don't accept anybody onto this. I have a strict no dickhead policy. A strict no dickhead policy. If you think I'm going to discount it for anybody, I'm not. Don't even come with that shit. So you got to fill all that in. How much money would you like to make in the next 12 months? How many hours do you currently work? Then you got to describe your business as it is now. If you could wave a magic wand and change 3 things in your business or life right now, what would it be? You got to tell me why I should mentor you. And then we've got 2 options. One of them you can pay monthly. The second one you can pay up front. If you pay up front, you get every product that I ever create. Got some cool shit coming up this year. You get a private in-person, face-to-face strategy meeting with me here in Marbella, which will be super cool. So if you're interested in that, I'm not going to pitch it hard because I don't need to. Drop me an email via paul@iampaulmort.com. It isn't cheap. You get what you pay for. This one especially, it's a massive return on investment because I think you probably get by now that I know how to make fucking money. If you guys have any questions now, drop them via email via paul@iampaulmort.com. I will also send you that application form via there. You will have to print it out, write on it, scan it, and email me it back. Okay? That's just the way it works for that one. I shall speak to you soon, guys. Thanks for coming. Let me know if you need anything. I am now going to read books about zombies in bed, and I'll be back tomorrow. Speak to you soon. Bye.